Hey, lovebirds. If you're planning ways to impress your sweetheart, but are low on cash, we got you. We're listening back to our roundup of fun, creative, and cheap date ideas so you can keep the romance in your life or land that second date. It's Thursday, February 5th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and these cheap date ideas are all under 25 bucks. Abby, so when I was brainstorming like the perfect date, I was thinking of activities where we can work together, like some sort of team building activity. I feel like I really want to get to know you. And what's your patience level? Like,
yeah. You want to see how they do under pressure. You want to see how they problem solve. You got to figure out how their brain works. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I was thinking, what if one of our dates could be at Barcade in Center City? So we can like grab some tokens, like $5 or $10 worth of tokens, and battle each other in Mortal Kombat or a game of like classic NBA, which sometimes I really don't know how to play those like arcade games. I'm just like tapping the buttons like and hopefully something works.
No, yeah. And I think Barcade in particular is so fun because there's so many different options there. You can literally play whatever you want. I went the other day and was like racing my friend, and it was funny because she doesn't have a license and I kept beating her and I was like, haha, it's because you don't have a license.
And the car's like driving up the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like it's really choose your own adventure too. And if it's like, if one thing is like not landing, if you like don't know how to play NBA and you're like, I'm over this, there's so many options there. So it's good too, maybe like for a first date vibe, because if you don't know the person super well, you're going to find something they like.
Yeah. All right. So another idea I had is let's take the Broad Street line, right? Save some money. Let's take the Broad Street line and head into the NRG station and check out a Sixers, Flyers, or Phillies game, right? You'll probably be sitting in the nosebleed section if you're looking for some cheap tickets, but who cares, right? You're there for the great Philly sports vibes. And I just want to, say that the concessions are not cheap, but getting to the game is. So if you need an idea for someone in your life who's like a sports lover, maybe this is it.
And do you want to know a secret, Trenae?
Oh, wait, yeah.
Okay, when I went to a Flyers game the other day with my cousin, I snuck half of a cheesesteak in my jacket. So if for some reason, I don't know, I had a big leather jacket on it and I had half of a cheesesteak in like the inside pocket of my jacket, and I honestly kind of forgot about it because we walked to the game from the place where we got food, and I left it in there, and then I walked in and I was like, oh my God, I have half a cheesesteak in my pocket. I don't need to buy anything.
Abby, you forgot you had a cheesesteak in your coat pocket.
I forgot I had a cheesesteak. It was like half left. Like we had eaten like an hour before, so it was just like in there hanging out. And I walked in with it, and no one clocked it because I would have just thrown it away. But all I'm saying, maybe I don't know if it'll work. Maybe you don't need to buy the concessions because you accidentally snuck in a cheesesteak to a Flyers game. So that's
crazy. It. I love it. All right, Abby, you got some ideas?
Oh, yeah. I've got plenty of ideas. I am not ashamed to be a cheap date. I love it. I think it is impressive to me when you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good time with someone. So I'm always looking for, little cheap date ideas to have in my back pocket. So one thing I love to do, and I think is a great like classic date idea, is going to see a movie. And honestly, like movie tickets aren't super expensive, but they're like $15 now. I feel like I'm not going to get away with going to see a movie for one ticket under $15. But I did find a couple that are a lot cheaper. So I'm going to talk about those. The Bach Building down in South Philly, they host a movie club where they do free movies on the first Monday of the month, every single month.
Oh, wow.
And I think that's Bach is just like a cool spot. And I think it would be fun to go there, and there's restaurants and stuff if you want to do that beforehand, but you got the free movie there. So that's the majority of the date. Then you decide if you want to extend the date after that. Another cheap movie ticket is, again, on Mondays at PFS Bourse, which is in Center City. It is $6 a ticket for a movie. So, like, $12 date. You get a bag of popcorn, get a soda, you're good. That's under $25.
Now, you could sneak in some popcorn.
Yes, or you can take...
in your coat pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, apparently I just wear a comically large jacket everywhere and can get anything I want in anywhere.
Okay. You know what just dawned on me? I was thinking, well, duh, we live in Philly. Philly has plenty of opportunities of other outdoor activities, and that is the historical sites like Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, Carpenter's Hall, and more. The Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau, they have this like really wonderful list of all of the free places to visit that is, historical, educational. And I feel like that's another way to bond with your boo, especially if they're like history nerds. I think that would be cute.
Oh, yeah. Very classic Philly date moment.
Yeah. We've got more date ideas under $25 after the break. All right, Abby, let's get moving. Not like moving through this episode, but like date ideas that involve like some type of physical activity.
Yes, I'm a sports player. I play rugby. I love being active and getting outside. And there's a couple fairly affordable classes in the city to go to. My favorite yoga studio, Studio 34, out on Baltimore Ave in West Philly. It's really great. They have really affordable classes in general. But if you're trying to stay under $25, they have classes on their calendar marked with an asterisk, and it's considered a quote-unquote community class. And those are discounted classes that are only going to be $10 each. And it ranges from, like, ones I've gone to is, like, the queer yoga and stretch class. They have, like, different yoga instructors or meditation classes that are considered community classes. So there's, like, tons of different things all throughout the week. So I think it would be a cool date activity. If you've got someone active, you've got your eye on.
And it's like you guys can meditate together and just woosah all the problems.
Exactly. But if you want to sweat out your problems, what I would do is go to HYP Philly, which is Hot Yoga Philly.
Ooh. I'm
going to be honest. I'm a little stinky. Like, I don't want to sweat and be stinky, like, in a class personally. But I think, like, people love hot yoga. And I don't know, maybe you need to get a little hot and bothered on your date. Like that could be fun. Yeah. And you can get a deal on your first class. It's $10 for every first timer. So, if you're buying the tickets for the date, you buy the one for yourself and you make your friend buy the other one, and then you bring both to the class. Nice. Because, one email. But I think it'd be fun.
That made me think of, signing up for a boutique fitness experience, because some places offer like the first class is for free. So City Fitness offers a complimentary day pass. Although it's not like a boutique fitness experience, but you can do like a studio class, like a yoga or a Pilates or like a cycling together. Then you can maybe like lift weights together. And then you could sit down and relax with the hydro massage. Whoa. And usually there's like 2 or 3 chairs so that you can sit next to each other and just, kind of relax after a beautiful, date of physical activity.
I love that idea. I'm such a fan of the like do all of the free trials on everything. There's always going to be like first time discounts, free trials. Like that's keep an eye out for those.
Okay, so then we gotta eat.
Oh yeah.
You and I took a free cooking class at Vetri Community Cooking.
That was so much fun.
I think this would be a perfect date night idea. It's a team building activity, plus there is free food.
Yes, a whole meal with
whole
dessert.
Meal. Just kind of like an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert.
And that's such a classic date trope. You get in dinner, but you get to make it too. Like, perfect.
I know. I think that's cute. All right. Let's kind of think about or kind of transform something that might usually be pricey, but something that you can get on a budget. You can see opera here in the city of Philadelphia for $11. It's through a program called Pick Your Seat, Pick Your Price. I wish a lot of more institutions had this, especially in these economic times. But this is a concept that's coming through Opera Philadelphia. Every seat, every performance, from the box seats to the balcony, is available for $11. Or there are some tickets that are being offered for a higher price of your choosing. So if you do pay a higher amount, that money goes towards supporting the program and gives other people an opportunity to go see the opera for that $11 ticket price.
People really underestimate programs like that working, like the kind of pay scale. But like, I know plenty of places that are able to like entirely support themselves just based on the generosity of like people who know they can afford more and like supplementing those who can't. And I think that's incredible. Also, when I think of opera, I think of kind of like highbrow, expensive, like, you know, nice outfit type date. And it might be something like, especially, you know, I'm younger. It doesn't come top of mind for me when I'm thinking about like, oh, I could afford to do this. I could afford to take someone out. So That's really cool. That's awesome. Speaking of shows and being able to go out and be entertained, another cheap ticket idea is Next in Line Comedy is a comedy group in the city that kind of promotes the next generation of comedians. And I've gone to their stuff before and everybody's so funny. So like just because they're quote unquote like up and coming, it doesn't mean they're like any lesser than any of the other comedians in the city. So the venue is out in Spring Garden. And if you're smart, you can get discounted tickets. So if you keep an eye out for the pre-sale, you can go to their website and get tickets for $17, which I feel like is pretty good. Like some comedy shows run like $50. And even their general admission starts at $22 for some of their shows. So like generally speaking, I think this is a really thrifty option.
I love it. And speaking of comedy, I recently went to a open mic comedy event hosted by Nicole Phoenix, who's been a friend of the podcast. She's so funny. She's a Philadelphia comedian. She has been running these events over at Two Locals, which is the brewing company in University City. And they have this event where you just come through, you grab a drink, and you just laugh your butt off, okay? And so...
Oh, there's no cover?
There's no cover. So
wow, that's awesome.
So a lot of the crowd ends up actually being like comics. And so you can like meet people and, you know, kind of fellowship with other creatives in the city. And so again, just pull up. Make sure you follow Nicole on so_extra XTRA and follow Two Locals on Instagram so you can keep up with some of the latest events that they have.
That's awesome.
You know, Abby, another classic that we have in the city are all of the options of museums.
Yeah. And great date idea is going to see some art. Dinos After Dark at the Academy of Natural Sciences. Have you been to this, Trenae?
No.
Okay, I like have planned to go to it and like didn't end up going like 2 or 3 times, and I really just need to go now. So the Academy of Natural Sciences once a month has Dinos After Dark. It's usually towards the end of the month, and basically they open up the museum for free. This is a pay what you wish event, and you go, you can see the entire museum is open. They have beer available in Dino Hall.
Cute.
So you can go buy some beer and hang out with the dinosaurs and stuff. You can meet scientists. They have people who work at the museum come and you can talk to them. They have food pop-ups, and usually every month is like a different theme. It's a after hours family friendly event at the Academy of Natural Sciences, but you can get your beer. So like, you know, bring the kiddos, get your beer.
We can leave them at home somewhere.
Or, yeah, exactly. But for a date, leave them at home.
Yes. I like this because I've known the Academy of Natural Sciences as a great place for field trips and a great place to take the kids. But I love when an institution thinks about like, how can we create this space for the adults? Like adults also like science and science facts. And this kind of brings out that child, inside of us all.
Oh, yeah, totally. And I feel like for me, this is a great way, like kind of like pregame to whatever else you're going to do in the night. You can go to Dinos After Dark, get a beer, see the museum, and then walk to the next thing.
Speaking of pay what you wish, we can't forget the art museum is a pay what you wish on the first Sunday of every month. It's kind of romantic because I've seen couples sitting on the main steps inside the museum enjoying the live music on those Friday nights, and they're holding hands and they're just walking around the various exhibits, which again, another great option for date night.
Yeah. Yeah, that totally reminds me too of the Barns when it's free on the first Sunday of the month. They have like live music sometimes or performances. That's such a great way to do a cheap date. And it's every month too, so you can always look forward to it. Speaking of discounts at various Philadelphia institutions, if you have an EBT card, we did an episode about all the discounts you can get. It was ranged everything from like theater tickets to museums, so definitely check that out. And same if you have a SEPTA key. We did a whole episode about that. So we'll have the link to both of those in the show notes if you're interested in some more thrifty events.
Ways to save. All right, Abby, thank you so much for joining me and for bringing all these great date ideas.
Of course, I'm happy to be the resident cheapo.
That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode, please share this with a friend. Also, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. And don't forget, you can support our show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Philly neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye.